But look at the HP right now. You see my HP? Oh, but they're fucking crazy. Spam all buttons and hope for the best.
Time to do that.
Go faster. Gotta go faster. This one is hella fucking fast. But I don't think there's that many elites though. I think there's more elites in the one that I usually do. But this one it's really fast. Like takes like that round took probably 1 minute 30 seconds or something. So skill 3. So for basic attack, puncture, and then you go into enhanced punctures to get more energy, right? And then the third one is to get 3 blades in a spread, right, for AoE. This is less damage, but if you hit with 2 blades, right, you get vulnerability for 2 seconds. And if 2 of these blades hit, right, they just get vulnerable instantly. And look here, if they are really close, you're gonna hit all of them. You see, you got vulnerable. Like you see all of them getting vulnerable. But like extremely efficient if you're fighting a boss. You just hit 1 auto attack and you literally got vulnerability on the boss. And what is vulnerability, you might ask? Extra damage granted against vulnerable enemies. Has a base value of 20%. You have, so yeah, literally is more damage, right? So the base value is 20. Right now I have 56.4% more damage when they are vulnerable, right? So that's quite a lot. Not sure how the multiplier in this game works though, but yeah, 56% more, that's a lot. No matter how that calculation works. Especially for how easy it is to get it that way, right? Twisting Blades, which is the main thing with the build. And Enhanced Twisting Blade, which deals 30% increased damage when the blade returns, right? And when it returns, which is crucial for this build, which is this one right here. This Twisted Blades orbits for a short time after it returns to you, dealing 36% damage of Twisting Blades. Based on distance, the blades return, right? The orbit damage increased up to 72% of the return damage, which is why a lot of the mobility skills, and you see me like just moving around like crazy with that, is really good. That imprint thing, right? You get that from like random legendary drop, right? So yeah, that is the main damage skill for this build though. Then we get later into Shadow Step and Dash, which is just mobility. Since we get more damage if we are distant, like having mobility skills like this, like increase the distance for Twisting Blades to move around, right? Like a lot of times you would like just move around like this, teleport back, and the Twisting Blade is just orbiting around you, right? So having that extra mobility for that is really good for the damage, but I mean also just for pure mobility, right? Like you can just move so fast and clear dungeons really fast. Then aspect into this for more damage. If you have daggers, you get increased damage to healthy enemies, which is enemies that have more than 80% of their life, which I mean, most of them are gonna have that. Because ideally you wanna have daggers for that attack speed, right? If you have swords, that's increased damage, that's damage overall. Later on, we're gonna pick up exploit and malice. So exploit is 18% damage increased to healthy and injured enemies, right? So more damage again. More damage to vulnerable enemies, which I mean, we are putting vulnerability on bosses, for example, with puncture, right? But that doesn't do it for AoE, but you get shadow imbuement, or how you say it? How you say it? Imbuement? I don't know, dude. How do you say that? It's just an effect for your daggers, basically. If you played Rogue in like World of Warcraft, right? You'll just apply a buff to the daggers, right? As you can see right there. So the next two skills will have that shadow, like shadow damage, basically, attributes. Like shadow poison. And yeah, so you deal shadow damage, and this will act as a dot for 6 seconds, right? And affected enemies explode on death, which is great for AoE. If they don't explode, they still take the full damage shot, right? Then we have enhanced here as well, increasing the crit chance against injured enemies that have that debuff. And then this one makes them explode, and yeah, vulnerability, right? So that's why you see a lot of explosions, because you literally just put the dot on, go for it like this, explode. You can see like they didn't die there. So you can see all of them became vulnerable for 2 seconds. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's usually more than enough. As you can see, because of all the explosions and twisting blades and everything going around. So yeah, we get enough points there, so we can you spend enough points here so you get to the next one, right? Ultimate skills. And then I pick up the shadow clone, which is just more damage, right? So 80% or more damage. Like, it's a clone, right? So the clone just copies you, mimics you. It's active for 15 seconds, right? So whatever skill you do, it will do as well. We grab this one, which gives you unstoppable, which means you can't get crowd control, like you can't get stunned or anything like that. Mainly do that though, so we can get to the Supreme Shadow Clone, which is 20% additional damage. On top of that, you can also get more damage of to that clone, right? If you see here, it's an ultimate skill, right? Like all of these nodes are different like categories, right? And the Shadow Clone is ultimate, and you can add to the weapon ultimate skill damage, right? You see it, that one, that's 2, so 8% extra damage on top of that, plus this one here, so that's 12% more damage as well. So activate the clone. It will literally just copy paste me. As you can see. And yeah, the cooldown seems pretty long though. Like we had this thing right here, right? When your twisting blades return, your active cooldowns are reduced by 1 second per enemy they pass through, up to 3 seconds. I think there's like something with crit you can do that too. The issue with like this early on though, like crit will be really good on Rogue, but the issue this early on is that you can't really get too much crit. But yeah, that's literally what I have in the skill tree. So ideally, like my items are like really shit, right? As I said before, I didn't spend too much time on that. Literally just trying to get decks, try to get like ranks of skills that you're using. This one is really good though. Critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed. But yeah, there are more legendaries you can have. We just have not much special things. But yeah, that's basically the build.